And
Okay,
so...
But there is attack and the edge.
Yes, correct.
So together that's 9.
So what we need is the effective impact now.
Yes.
And I have learned what I've been doing wrong. I keep thinking this is the one you compare to endurance. It's not. That's the later one. So right now it's just the injury points we're interested in. So in that case, let's see what you managed to do with your strike location, first of all. You were aiming at the body, presumably. You didn't announce otherwise.
Yes.
So go for it.
Strike location 51. That is 4.
Yes. So you have hit him in the chestish area, which is not so bad. And then we're going for the strike impact. So you are going to roll a single die, and then you're going to add the sword attack, which in this case is 3. And so go...
And the edge.
And the edge impact.
So 9 together, those 2.
Correct. Let's see. Hold on. A 2 dice, edge strike, edge, and your edge impact for hit is 6, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to add 6.
Yes.
So 1 die plus 6. Did I miss something?
And
then the
3.
A
/D.
Yeah,
3 plus 6.
Yes.
So the dice plus
the attack, plus the edge is 6. Is plus 3.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm on it. Roll your d6, add 9. Everyone's saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Go.
3.
So 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've got that, now we're going to look at his armoring, which I have right here, which is 4. And so, oops. And I've learned it actually should be more because he's wearing clothes under it and everything. So anyway.
Let's go with 4.
Yeah, we're going with 4. So that's going to take it down to 8. So effective of 8. So then we go and we look at our injury table, and we see that we're talking about edge, and then 8, it does not make it to 9 plus, sadly. And then the thorax is going to be an E2, right? So it's basically minor cut rather than a serious cut. E2, and that means it will be this, but if we look at his current setup, right, his fatigue and his and the endurance penalty, okay, so that's going to be minus 26. So that's going to be an endurance index of 3. And he has no injuries. So it's just it's his combination of fatigue and endurance. So I'm going to roll these plus 3, and there is a chance it'll overcome his endurance. It's a very small chance.
Basically.
And sadly, it does not.
No.
Okay, but you have done. Now, finally, he's taken an injury, and we have determined that it is at 8. So that's minus 8 more on his strikes.
Yeah.
Okay, which is good because here it comes.
Yeah.
Right. So you run over there and you manage to land, a slice across here, but he's still got, enough of his. He ignored it, right?
Yeah,
so it's basically just you were not able to cut through the armor enough.
Or he just doesn't care because it's popped up.
Well, that's true too, but the point is I'm talking about the mechanics of what we've determined is just that you just did not skillfully land the deep cut the way you should as well. And you were tired. Yeah. You're tired and hurt. This is the best you could do. That's really what it is.
Force.
So for his part, and this is kind of brutal now, we've got minus 26, minus 8, so that's going to be minus 34. Why did I do this to myself? 71 minus 34 is 37.
Oh.
So therefore, 37 or less.
Oh, yeah.
No.
41. What were you doing? What were you doing?
What is he doing first?
Well, he's hacking at you.
Yes.
He's using that edge, right? So melee attack. So what are you doing? I should have asked that first. Dodge has your best.
Yeah, I go dodge. Yes. Like from best interest, that is probably the safest option for me.
Yeah.
So dodge. Then what do I need to roll this?
You dodge minus your physical penalty.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much the same as what you took on your.
In dodge is 75, so that's much better.
Yeah.
44.
Okay. Roll. Okay, so marginal failure on marginal failure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think so on a dodge. That's correct.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay. So he cuts through the air as you hurl yourself. It's kind of like run, slice, and it was like,
Yeah.
Okay, and now, how about you?
Yeah. Since I'm unarmed.
Well, Petrain had his.
Yeah, I'm thinking that. Do I get to grab his knife and then go in for a small stab, or?
Yeah, I mean, he dropped the dagger when he got his hand bit.
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, definitely.
So it's right there.
Yeah, then I just grab it and do some fancy stabbing.
Okay, so let's take a look.
Please, not me, please.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, ooh.
Closest one.
The game master can choose to have you roll against dexterity in difficult circumstances for a grope action, which is taking up a weapon.
Okay.
Well, yes, but this is how difficult is it?
No, I don't know.
At this point, I mean, it basically just landed at his feet, so I'm not too worried about that one.
You have to wrest it out of his closed hand.
No, you dropped it.
He doesn't have to do that. It's easy.
You are right.
It's not a death grip, right?
No.
Yeah, to draw or change weapon, pick up any item from the ground. Oh! Did you read that? Did you read that phrasing? Grope.
Okay, sure.
But it's a dexterity check, and now here I've been talking about how
if the game master wins.
Oh, the option is generally successful, but the GM may require. Okay, nope. It's not difficult. It gave me that little.
You get the option.
Yes.
Yeah.
My option is that it is not difficult.
Good.
So you seize the dagger.
Yes.
You can move into position.
Maybe there?
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to get past him.
Yeah.
Let's check on that getting past someone. Then again, he's not very... you may not enter the engagement zone of any enemy character. You will lose your free move, and you have to stop as soon as you hit this one.
Yeah, but if I'm here, can I go like this?
Oh, yeah.
Just step on the train.
Yeah.
Walk over his horse.
Yeah.
It's not dead yet.
Living body.
But that you can do to get over there.
We have an opening for
and he's not in really very good state, actually, for... well, it's going to be ignore.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to give you a bonus.
Nope.
If you were defending, then you would get a bonus for getting back that way, but because he's so focused. But it's ignore.
Okay, how much of a penalty is it to aim at some body part?
Aha, it's right there at the top.
Yeah. Let's see, and with a dagger, and I have 11, I guess, in physical penalty. I don't seem to have any fatigue.
No, fatigue, actually, they're very generous. You'll be losing fatigue at the end of a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we've only been through 3 or 4 rounds, which is still not quite a minute.
Okay.
I think.
No.
Should probably have quite slightly high encumbrance, but
Yeah, everybody
Count that
should.
later.
Yeah, but I'm only wearing my clothes.
and it's still encumbrance or a couple of pounds.
You're not naked.
Yeah.
You could be if you want to.
Beneath the clothes.
Of course.
Okay, and then I'm down at 22 in dagger. So aiming would be
Risky.
maybe not, but it would be kind of cool. I'm aiming for his head.
Okay.
Do it.
So I'm down at 12 instead.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's And I
Not
Marginal failure on an ignored melee attack. And so that's going to be, again, the A+1.
Yeah.
So for the dagger, do you have statistics for the dagger?
I believe I do.
Excellent.
It's 1 and 4.
Okay, so that's going to be plus 5.
Yeah.
Roll 1d plus 5.
No.
Okay, so 6 points. Let's check his armor, which actually, I don't think his head is armored.
No, he's not wearing helmet.
Yeah. He's not,
No.
he's not, he wasn't in like combat mode. So actually, that's pretty nasty.
Yep.
You are, in fact, going to do 6. Okay, so let's take 6, which actually gets you to the injury table.
What you should
roll
do
strike
exactly where.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
Against the head, that's quite important.
Yep. So I'm stabbing him in the neck. Perfect.
Wow.
Dream scenario.
And stabbing.
Yes.
Oh.
It's funny how a marginal failure sometimes is actually
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
bad,
Yeah.
right?
Against someone who ignores, it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
should
mean,
always
thinking that-
aim, probably.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking that.
So, I mean, granted, you might get, okay, no problem.
But yeah.
So edge, and you have, unfortunately, you're going to need a 9+.
Yeah, that's
for-
only.
Right, so it's an
Inches.
E2.
Yeah.
Okay, so now it's the 2 dice.
D6.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wait. What did I say? I got to count here. Hold on a second, because we just added, right? So that's 24, 40 minus 50, plus 5.
Oh, yeah, because of...
Yeah.
5 dice.
No.
Okay, close.
On
Yeah.
the throw, yeah.
And yep.
13.
Yes.
So close.
And that was for the shock roll, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So another 2 points, and you would have knocked him out.
Yeah.
Okay, so the two of you have come up and cut him.
Quite bad.
Right.
Mobbed up
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And
It's like jackals, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
his posture is like bad for fighting. He's swaying
Stumbling,
and
it's,
probably. I mean, at this point, I'm just wondering whether soon a will roll might come to see whether he like clears his mind a little.
Yeah.
Right.
He's quite outnumbered now.
have you written down the damage he took?
I did.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, and I factored it in for that roll.
Yeah.
That's why it jumped up to
Yeah.
+5. So I got better at this during golf. Yeah,
If you want to double check.
absolutely. Because your character's life, maybe.
Yes, exactly. Because I depend on you on making sure that he takes damage.
So now that you know that you're being backed up here,
Yeah.
what will you do?
Isn't the monster having a turn?
No.
No.
I
It's
told
waiting.
you.
Yeah. Okay. Still waiting.
Yeah.
For the bleeding dry first.
He'd prefer that you take him down, but
Yeah.
if he gets knocked down any further, then
Yeah.
well, never mind.
Never
I'm
mind.
playing the
Yeah.
monster.
Up to you.
I just
I have a little discussion here in my notes
Yeah.
about Mr. Monster.
I
How?
continue slashing another slash towards Joe. And still was 14, I think.
27, right? Wasn't it?
No, I had to roll a 14.
Yeah,
because
alright,
it's-
yes,
right.
My penalty.
Yep.
For 7, some modern failure.
Okay, so there we go with our D.
Yeah.
We're getting used to this.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Right.
then +9,
Uh-huh.
for 10,
Oh, all these ones.
Yeah.
and then strike location.
Oh, well,
you didn't take.
Yeah, well, we should have done that first, but yes.
General mass.
Yeah.
Center mass.
Man.
General mass. 1.
One.
One
is
on thorax.
Go.
Body.
Yeah, it's in the skull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the skull.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Poor thing. Unarmed.
I know. Okay, let's just breathe a second here. 10 points.
Yes.
No armor.
Mhm.
So that's going to be
10 points of damage.
and then we're going to go here at 9 plus
Yes.
E3, right?
Yes.
Plus 10. Plus one more, so that's going to be +6, right? 10 more points. So that's plus 1 to his endurance index.
Yes.
So therefore he was at +5, now he's at +6.
Yes.
Roll your 3 dice and add 6.
10, so plus 6, 16.
And
That
you
knocks him,
actually knock him unconscious.
Yeah.
Right? Interestingly enough, still not enough for it to be a bleeding wound.
No.
But
Hit with a broadside.
yeah.
Yeah, it's slightly not really.
Just a shave.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not so sure. The way I see it, scalp wounds bleed heavily,
Yeah.
but not
It's not
fatally,
No,
right?
exactly.
So therefore, it's
I
going to
would
be
know. I have a massive scar on the back of my
That's
head.
right. So you would have, or rather, this actually would be a very bloody strike, but it's not bleeding.
Just superficially,
Yeah.
I guess.
So therefore, yes, he collapses.
I stab.
Now is when the creature is going to do its best to attempt to communicate.
Right in blood.
Well, it's not, it's not cognitive like a person. They'll have to, right? Right. It can only affect you. It's only going to be able to affect you psionically. So it's, so that's going to be its attack here. Tailwing strike, right? Impact 3, bite. God, it's a good biter though. Let's see. Oh, that's right. I had I rated it according to psionics, which is aura, and it's right here. Skill data. Aura, will, right? So therefore, I keep having to do this over and over again. I should really write it down. Aura, that's 42 plus will is 64. 64 divided by 3 is going to be around, it's gonna average to 21. So therefore, but then it gets its multiplier on that, which I'm putting at +5, 21. Whoops, that's not right. I had it at 63. It was times 3. So it's attack with this. That's what I used before at the bridge, I remember. So therefore, it's basically going to use its hypnotic subset of its noise attack to attempt to actually get it across, or even like force you, influence you into doing what it wants. Now, this is very crude on its part. Usually it just, tells things to not pay attention or to...
Do we get to resist it or...
No.
Because I was thinking I wouldn't resist it.
Right.
I'm thinking
but it does not. But these psionic attacks are just as they are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's how it is in the rules. Just rules is written.
Yeah. 32, marginal success.
Yep.
The two of you basically are sternly influenced to get you and this creature to that way.
Yeah. Civilization, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it didn't get a critical success.
No, but
so the full message is not really there. But basically, stop fucking around and get us there.
Yeah.
Now, since it's a marginal success, that means that you do keep your wits, and that means that all the valuables and whatever here are. And remembering, you saw that copper.
Yeah, the reason I wanted to kill was I want the money.
Well, that's on his horse, which is right there.
Yeah. And also, if I take it and he sees, he might not be happy. So get rid of the witnesses before I take the things.
Mm-hmm. So therefore, that horse is now your issue.
Yeah.
And also the if you're interested in that, you, I think, have been thinking about Petrain's possessions
Yep.
as well. So the two of you are not so stunned mentally by this thrumming directive as to just sort of say, okay, and leave all this stuff behind. So I'm just letting you know you've got your wits enough.
Yeah, and we have some.
Yeah, and I think technically you could obey, disobey.
Yeah.
But I think I would give you penalties to whatever it was you were doing if it's a direct
Mm.
disobedience.